Hello and welcome back to our coverage of the 2018 CCBC Championship campaign. We've got some extra baseball for you tonight. We're going to a quarterfinal between the Okanagan College Coyotes and the VIU Mariners. This quarterfinal not originally scheduled but needed as a tiebreaker this evening. We had a three-way tie for the all-important second and third place spot tomorrow in the semifinal. So the head-to-head was thrown out. You can't have a head-to-head matchup against three teams. So that went to the first tiebreaker. That was defensive runs allowed. And on that, Thompson Rivers University advances, taking that second spot. They're going to play at 10 a.m. tomorrow in the semifinal. So this matchup, it's a 7-inning affair that's going to decide who meets TRU tomorrow. So we're seeing the VIU Mariners take on the OC Coyotes. Leading things off for the Coyotes is the Kelowna native, Davis Tadasicek. He's had a big tournament thus far, a pair of home runs. He's going to be taking on Austin Garr on the mound for the Mariners. So again, we got some free baseball coming for you tonight. This all-important quarterfinal, a 7-inning affair between these two clubs. And we're all set for it here. Gurr misses outside with the ball. Tadasicek up 1-0. Not a huge crowd for this one, but a spirited pair of dugouts going at each other. Tadasicek pops this one up high right side. Bermuda Triangle forming for the Mariners. Settling under it, foul territory, is their first baseman, Dylan Kirby. He got spun around a little bit, and he was unable to haul that one in. So Tadasicek gets a second life up there at the plate. Leadoff man pretty much wire to wire for the Okanagan College Coyotes this season. Graduate of the Okanagan Athletics PBL program. Gurr delivers a 1-1 and it's swung on up the middle. By the way, collects, and he'll get the speedy Tadasicek for the first out of this ballgame. Broden Badaweg out there at second had to take two shuffle steps to his left, haul that one in, throw it across the diamond, and he got all that done before the speedy leadoff man Tadasicek came through. So that's going to send up Noah Wood-Jolivet. Wood-Jolivet was a first-team All-Star this year. Gurr throws a fastball to the backstop before this first pitch of this IB. That one getting a little bit away from him. This is going to be a hard matchup on both teams. The the Coyotes played earlier today around noon, and the Mariners played. This will be essentially the second half of the doubleheader for them, so they might have the slight advantage, being that little bit more fresh. And a second pitch to the backstop in 2 pitches for Austin Gurr. Didn't see any of this in the Tadasicek at bat. But some command issues forming kind of out of the blue. Three in a row to the backstop. This is fascinating here, folks. So Gurr will try it again. Nope, first he'll step off. Gurr now comes set. It's going to be a 3-0 to Wood-Jolivet. More than likely taking here. That misses just outside. And the Coyotes have the first base runner of this ball game. It comes in the form of a 4-pitch walk to their 2-hole. That sends up their DH, Jared Frew. CCBC leader in RBI during the regular season. This one is the 4th pitch to the backstop in 5 pitches. It's all kinds of problems between Austin Gurr and the second-team All-Star Lucas Galloway behind the plate. That's going to prompt a visit from the head coach. going to go have a word with his pitcher, try to settle him down. The Coyotes now threatening. RBI man on the plate, runner in scoring position at second. He has a word with assistant coach Logan Wedgwood. Does Wood Julevé, the runner at second. Can't help but wonder what's going on with Austin Gurr on the mound. So as the VI head coach makes his way off the field, it's a 1-0 count to Jared Frew. Frew steps back in. This pitch is in the dirt, collected this time by Galloway. And the count now swells to 2-0. This one's just outside, 3-0 to the Coyote three-hitter. Gurr cannot find it. That one goes to the backstop again. Wood Julevé heads over to third, and Frew heads to first on the walk. Quite the start here. Quite an inauspicious one if you're Austin Gurr and VI. So there's a pair of base runners. Setting the table for Okanagan College here. It's Jake Fisher, veteran first baseman. Made that transition over this year. He was catching his previous years at OC. Galloway comes out. Gives a series of signs to his middle infielders. Now with the runners on the corners, the toughest situation to defend if you're an infielder. So here comes Gurr. He takes a fastball inside. The first one in a little while from Gurr. All kinds of command issues from the lanky right-hander thus far. Time is called. And I'm curious why. The right fielder for VI profusely calling for timeout. There's a player on the field. Well, we got a streaker, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a streaker on the field. This might be a CCBC first, ladies and gentlemen. Luckily, our resolution isn't good enough to see this one. And as this act kind of wears thin, we'll get back to baseball shortly. And admittedly, an impressive scale of the fence. And we'll get back to the actual action at hand here. So runners at the corners, 1 out. And another pitch in the dirt by Gurr. He cannot find it this evening. A wacky game just got a little bit wackier, folks. So here's Gurr. It's fouled and straight back by Jake Fisher. So here's the 1-2. Fisher looks at a ball up. It's now 2-2. Gurr looking like he has a little bit more command, but still missing with that fastball. That's another one outside. Fisher now sees this count go to 3-2. And with the count 3-2, head coach Jeff White surveys a series of signs to his base runners. Gurr now comes set. The pitch is swung on by Fisher, hitting into the gap. That's going to score at least one. Frew on his horse. He's going to be held up by Coach Jeff White at third. It's a 2 RBI double for Jake Fisher, and the Coyotes lead this thing 1-0. It was a great at-bat by Fisher. He hung in tight. There was that delay there, and he stays locked in. Gurr hangs a fastball, and he pounds it in the left field corner. So that's going to send out the Prince George native Brandon Graham, this year's CCBC leader in home runs. Graham always dangerous. He's got a pair of runners in scoring position. Gurr throws this one low as well. And the count now 1-0. Early action in the bullpen for VIU. See if Gurr can recover. Swung on and hit into the gap. This one's going to hang up just long enough. No, it's going to be dropped. That's dropped in the outfield. It was a great effort by the right fielder, Dylan Pizio. He could not hold on, though. So as the runners had to hold up, they can only move up 90 feet each, but it will be an RBI single for Brandon Graham. The Coyotes jump out to a 2-0 lead. So now that we find ourselves in that same one runner on first, one runner on third situation, Lucas Galloway goes out, gives some signs to his infielders, and Eric Janola, the Coyotes shortstop, heads to the plate. Janola takes a curveball this time from Gurr, seeing him mixing in some breaking pitches now. And it's 1-0. Gurr comes set. There was a fastball in the outside corner called for a strike. Janola disagrees. But we haven't seen a lot of strikes from Gurr, so we're not 100% sure of the zone just yet. Not even through a half inning of baseball here at Norbrock. This one just misses the head of Janola as he stays in there. So it's 1-2 now. This one's tapped up. This might be a double play. Gurr goes to the shortstop, Bideweg. He's going to be safe at first, and a run will score. A great 90 by Janola to beat that one out. It was always going to be tough. Gurr wasn't able to get that ball out of his glove that quickly. It was a weird hop for him to try to corral. So Janola's 90 ensures that run that comes across the plate. VIU's coach disagrees. So they'll have a few words. I think they're curious about the slide at second. Nothing will come from it. And that's going to send the Port Coquitlam native Jared Dalaba to the plate. Dalaba, also a dangerous hitter in this Coyotes lineup. He had 4 home runs in the CCBC regular season, tied for second in the conference. Dalaba swings and hits this one a mile high to left field. It carries well, but it won't get even to the warning track. That one's hauled in. Though that was not a catch, ladies and gentlemen. The ump rules it a catch. I don't know how. He never even had control of that one. That's going to be the third out, and we'll come back right after this. And we're back here with our coverage of this quarterfinal tiebreaker of the 2018 CCBC Championships. The Okanagan College Coyotes jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first. Jesse Poniwazik is on the hill for those Coyotes. It'll be the same, pretty much the same lineup, the same leadoff hitter at least for the VIU Mariners. This, of course, the second baseman, Tanner Hess. Poniwazik behind 2-0. This one was a cutter on the outside corner for strike number 1. The count now 2-1. Swung on and missed. A nice second cutter from Poniwazik. Count now even at 2. Poniwazik steps off so he can get another sign from Sean Robbins behind the plate. This one misses just inside. Well, the count now full to the leadoff hitter, Hess. Got the Drum makes the play, fires across the diamond. Collected by Jake Fisher, a nice pick. Drum has the point over. And it's now a 1 out in this inning. It was a big play by Jake Fisher over there at first to collect that baseball and keep his hand on the base.
Did you get all that?
It was a lot.
Perfect. Did you zoom in?
So Poniwazik now has 1 out. He's facing Devin Heck, the left fielder. Heck looks at a cutter on the outside corner. It's now 0-1. Swung on and fisted to Janola at second. He collects it on about the 3-hop and fires over to Fisher. There's 2 quick outs for Jesse Poniwazik. So now it's going to be the second team all-star at shortstop, Broden Bideweg, after a stellar regular season for the VIU middleman. Poniwazik comes set and delivers. This one's tapped. A great play by Brandon Graham at third. He fires across the diamond. That pick could not be collected this time by Jake Fisher. Him and Graham will be neutral over there at first after that great pick on the first play. And it has to be said, that was a fantastic play by Brandon Graham to lay out for that one.
Now batting the third baseman, number 43, Liam Balance.
So the error over there at first is going to bring up Liam Balance. Pitched low there by Poniwazik. And it's 1-0. Balance gets a series of signs and then checks back into the batter's box. Poniwazik has a look over his left shoulder. Now comes set. Bideweg gets his lead. Poniwazik misses up. And the count now 2-0. Balance hitting cleanup and playing third again for the Wolfpack. Poniwazik comes set. His 2-0 with a runner going. Is tapped. Another chance for Graham at third. He does not have enough time to fire across the diamond, and just like that, there's a pair of 2-out base runners that the Coyotes have to deal with.
Now batting for the Mariners, the designated hitter, number 6, Brian O'Hara.
That'll send up Brian O'Hara. DHing for the Wolfpack. Swung on and missed. Poniwazik gets ahead now. Slava has a word with his pitcher, Poniwazik. Now he comes set. His 0-1 is in the dirt. Well blocked by Sean Robbins. And the count now even at 1. So Poniwazik delivers his 1-1 just outside. And O'Hara now in the driver's seat of this at bat, 2-1. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count now even at 2. Here is the 2-2. Swung on and hit to right field. That's going to hang up just enough. It's off the end of the bat. And that's caught by Trevor Millay out there in right field. And we're going to head to the top of the second. The Coyotes still leading this one 3-0. And we're back here with this coverage of the quarterfinal between the VIU Mariners and the Okanagan College Coyotes. These two teams will face Thompson Rivers University tomorrow at 10. Leading things off for those Coyotes is the catcher Sean Robbins. It's another one to the backstop by Austin Gurris. This kind of been an interesting undertone of this ball game. Just can't seem to find the handle with any sort of consistency, does Gurr. I want to say that's the 10th pitch that has made its way to the backstop in this ballgame. Gurr then goes to the curveball to try to steady himself, and he gets this one over for strike number 1. Swung on and hit up the middle. Was it going to be a tough play for Bideweg all the way? It was a great effort by the shortstop, but this one sneaks through. It's a leadoff base hit for Sean Robbins. So with Robbins now on first, the lineup turns to Trevor Moy. Malay looking to keep this rally going. He's going to lay down a bunt. It's a good one, but this goes foul. You'd hear third baseman Liam Balance yelling for his catcher to pick that one up. Because should that one sneak back fair, Malay would have beat that one out. So we'll see if head coach Jeff White leaves the bunt on for his right fielder. After him, the lineup turns over for the Okanagan College Coyotes and the leadoff hitter Davis Tadasicek. So Malay now facing Gurr. He's going to lay down a bunt. Pulls that one back as it misses high for ball number 1. Liam Bounce, the third baseman, a couple steps in on the grass at third. First baseman Dylan Kirby, of course, having to hold on Robbins. Malay gets it down early. Pulls back as that pitch is in the exact same spot. Now 2-1. Gurr looks in, gets his sign, comes set. Malay shows bunt. This one's well inside, but called a strike. 2-2. So let's see if the bunt stays on with 2 strikes. Of course, a 2-strike bunt that goes foul is a strikeout. It doesn't stay on, but Gurr misses. It's now 3-2. Malay looking to win this battle. Gurr trying to do the exact same thing. Nobody out here in the top of the second. Coyotes lead at 3-0. Sean Robbins takes his lead off first. Gurr now comes set on the mound. This one is swung and fouled straight back. Malay stays alive. An impressive at-bat to get from the bottom of your lineup if you're Jeff White and the Okanagan College Coyotes. So it misses just low, and Malay works a walk. Even better than the bunt, he'll say. Exactly how he drew it up.
Next up for the Coyotes, number 24, the center fielder, Davis Tadasicek.
Tadasicek now comes to the plate, and this might be an early trip to the bullpen for the Mariners, and it will be. That's going to close the book for Austin Gurr after only an inning of work. We'll come back right after this pitching change. And we're back here with our coverage of the quarterfinal between the VIU Mariners and the Okanagan College Coyotes. A pitching change to bring your way. The VIVI Mariners had to make a switch. Austin Gurr only threw 1 inning of work. He strands 2 base runners on his name for Ethan Dick, the new right-hander out of the bullpen, to try to pick up for him. This one's going to go to the backstop. That was the same story that we saw from Austin Gurr. It's been a really tough night for Lucas Galloway behind the plate. He's had to run a mile between home plate and that backstop to pick up wild pitches. So the leadoff man, Tadasachuk, is at the plate for the Wolfpack. This one also in the dirt, but collected by Galloway. The Mariners bring their infield in, trying to cut that run down at the plate. Tadasachuk grounded out to lead off this ball game. So it's a 2-0 count. Dick has yet to throw a strike out of the bullpen, as that one's also in the dirt. All things considered, it's been a pretty impressive performance behind the plate by Galloway. No run that has crossed the plate has been his doing by a pass ball. It's going to be ball 4. Pardon me, strike 1. Looked like that was on the outside corner, but just caught the black, according to the home plate umpire. The 3-1 pitch is just a bit outside. And Tadasachuk works the walk. So he's followed in the batting lineup by Wood Jolivet. He was a first-team All-Star out there in left field for the Coyotes. Wood Jolivet walked his first time up. One of 4 Coyotes to do so. This one misses low for ball number 1. So it's bases loaded, nobody out for this first-team All-Star. A quick reminder, this is a 7-inning ball game rather than our usual 9s in the CC. This one's inside, but called a strike. Not even being able to be collected by Galloway. Wood Jolivet has a word or two for the home plate umpire. This one's in the dirt. Another great effort by Galloway behind the plate to keep that one in front. That runner stays at third. Base is still loaded, though. And Wood Jolivet in a hitter's count, 2-1. Swung on and popped up high right side. It's going to go foul. Wood Jolivet now needs a good 2-strike approach. Ethan Dick looking for his first out of the bullpen. Only the runner at first is his responsibility. The other 2 in scoring position are Austin Gurr's. Swung on and hit. This might be a double play. Bideweg. Over there to Hess. And a good 90 by Wood Jolivet, but he doesn't quite get there. A great turn by the Mariners. That's exactly what they would have wanted. They'll trade that run for 2 outs. And the bases loaded, nobody out situation turns into a runner at third with 2 out, but 1 run across the plate for the Coyotes. So that's going to send Jared Frew to the plate. The Calgary native led the CC in RBI this year. Frew looking to drive in Trevor Millay, who leads off from third. This one's in the dirt. Great job by Ethan Dick to get that ground ball. He, of course, now working with a 1-0 count on the mound. He misses outside with this one as well, and Jared Frew in the driver's seat at 2-0. The 2-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. Frew was right on it, but just missed. So we'll do it again at 2-1. Swung on and fouled to the left this time. Into the parking lot. And Frew now finds himself with an even count at 2-2. Same can be said for Ethan Dick, who's looking for a punch out that would close this inning off. Bases loaded, nobody out situation that would only respond in 1 run for the Coyotes. Frew looks outside, and it's given for ball 3. Dick takes a second to compose himself, then hops back on that mound. It's 3-2, runner at third, 2 out. Dick delivers that 3-2. Inside to Frew, and he walks. The 5th already in an inning and a third given up by Mariner pitching. So again, the only run that's Ethan Dick's responsibility is that one over there at first, being Jared Frew. Trevor Millay has to do with the starting pitcher, Austin Gerd.
The first baseman, number 19, Jake Fisher.
It's Jake Fisher at the plate, the first baseman. He looks at a fastball in the outside corner, strike number 1. Ethan Dick comes set with his 0-1. Fisher had a huge double in the first inning, drove in a run, and led to 2 more. Dick comes set with his 1-1. Fisher looks at it high, but it tags the top of the zone. 1-2. One and two to Jake Fisher. Low and outside, count now even. So after a single and a pair of walks, a double play with the bases loaded resulted in 1 run. And the Coyotes still with remnants of this bases loaded, nobody out situation. A pair of runners, 1 at each corner. Now with 2 out for Jake Fisher. Swung on and missed by the big first baseman. A great job by Ethan Dick to come out of that one with only 1 run. It's 4-0 Coyotes as we head to the bottom of the second. We're back here at Norbrock Stadium. Coyotes leading this one 4-0. It's a single elimination quarterfinal of the CCBC Championships. It's going to be the first baseman Dylan Kirby who leads things off for the Mariners. He's facing Jesse Poniwazik into a second inning of work for the Coyotes. Poniwazik misses high and outside. That's ball number 1. Same spot from Poniwazik, and the count now 2-0. This one's a strike. Here's the 2-1. That's a curveball up. Misses now 3-1. The Mariner first baseman finds himself solely in the driver's seat of this at-bat. Kirby taps this one up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for Dalaba. A great throw across the diamond. And the Poco native gets the first out of the inning. It was a great play. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get that one, but a little bit of an underhand delivery. And he gets the first baseman, Dylan Kirby, for the first out, which will bring up then the catcher, Lucas Galloway, a second-team All-Star in the CCBC this year, for his work behind the plate on the island. He shows bunt and then pulls back immediately. All that is to draw in the third baseman, Graham, but he stays put. So it is a strike as well to Galloway. Swung on and missed by the catcher. It's now 0-2. Paniwazik working quickly so far. Paniwazik goes with the cutter there. Doesn't quite cut enough. Stays inside on Galloway, and the count now 1-2. Paniwazik misses with that one in the dirt. The count draws even at 2. Swung on and missed. The OC right-hander picking up that strikeout. It's his first of the afternoon.
Next up for the Mariners is the right fielder, number
They'll send up the right fielder, Dylan Pizio.
Pizio.
Didn't feature in VI's earlier matchup with the Okanagan College, the Thompson Rivers University Wolfpack. Hitting 8th in this Mariner lineup. High overhand delivery results in a fastball in the low outside corner, strike 1. Fastball popped up. It's going to be a long way for Tadasachuk, so Dalaba calls him off. And that's a second out, the third out of the second inning. There we go. So we're going to head back to the top of the third right after this. We're back here at Northbrook Stadium with our coverage of the 2018 quarterfinals for the CCBC Championship. It's the VIU Mariners who trail the Okanagan College Coyotes by a score of 4-0. Coyotes picking up 3 runs in the top of the first, 1 run in the subsequent inning. And it's going to be Brandon Graham who leads off the third offering here at Northbrook Stadium. Ethan Dick still on the mound for the Mariners. He misses high and outside. Graham singled his first time up despite a terrific effort by Dylan Pizio. Graham looks at a ball outside. A hitter's count 2-0 for the Coyote third baseman. Swung on and popped up foul. He had a big 2-0 rip at that one. Fouls that one straight back right into the parking lot. A few groans from worried windshields out there. So it's now 2-1 to Graham. Dick comes back with the fastball. It's in a great spot as Graham swings over it. And the Prince George native now finds himself in a 2-2 count. Dick looks in, gets his sign. He's going to come set his 2-2. Swung on and hit to right field. It's going to drop in front of Pizio. There's a pair of base hits to Brandon Graham, both to right field. And he leads things off with a single here in the top of the third.
Next up for the Coyotes is the second baseman, number 2, Eric Ginola.
That'll send second-team All-Star Eric Ginola up to the plate. He was a second-team All-Star at second base this year for the Coyotes. His first time up in this ball game, hit to a fielder's choice. Lucas Galloway taking a second to go and chat with his pitcher, Ethan Dick. Already served up one ground into double play for the Coyotes in this ball game. He's looking for another one here. Ginola instead has ideas for bunting. Pulls that one back as you do on a ball. Count now 1-0. A quick series of signs from third base coach Jeff White. Now Ginola is back in there. He's going to try to lay down a bunt, and he does the same thing. Dick can only go to first, and it's a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt for Eric Ginola. A quality at bat for the second baseman. His teammates will surely love that one.
Number 33, Jared Dolaba.
So that's going to bring up Jared Dolaba, the Wolfpack shortstop, hailing from Port Coquitlam. Flew out with some controversy to left field his first time up. Dolaba looks at a ball outside from Dick, hauled in by Galloway in the other batter's box. Takes his time getting back behind home plate, and I don't blame him. He's been working overtime tonight in a game that started working overtime. Swung on and tapped up the middle. Bideweg had ideas of going to third with that one, and unfortunately he looked to third before he got the ball. That one rattles off his glove. So Dolaba will reach on the E6, and the Coyotes have a pair of runners, one at first, one at third, with one out in the third. Interesting play by Graham. The idea sort of is if that ball's hit right at you, you can kind of take off for third, but sometimes it's a little bit of a close play. Graham had a good jump, and Bideweg thought he could do what's called the backdoor play. He thought about the play before he got the ball, so as that one clanks off his glove, Dolaba and Graham are both safe. So Sean Robbins comes to plate with runners at the corners, one out. Dick gets a sign and comes to the plate. Paints the outside corner with the fastball, but just misses for ball number 1. A more lengthy series of signs from Jeff White that time. Robbins checks back in. Swung on and missed by the catcher. Nice pitch there by Dick, right on the hands of number 13 for the Coyotes. Outfield pretty much straight up. Infield in double play depth. Third baseman balanced about even with the bag. Dylan Kirby over there at first holding on Jared Dolaba. Robin shows bunt. Graham thinks about heading home on that ball that rolls away from Galloway. Not far enough. Robbins looks at a ball in the dirt. It's now 3-1. Mariner pitchers continuing to struggle with command in this evening's ball game. Dick comes set. His 3-1. Swung on and fouled off by Robbins. First base side. Delaba leads off first. Graham leads off third. One out here in the top of the third. Ethan Dick on the mound comes set. Swung on up the middle. That's going to get through. A great effort by Bidaway. But a nice base hit up the middle by Sean Robbins. And the Coyotes jump out to a 5-0 lead. Can't say enough about that effort by Robbins, going completely horizontal, trying to keep that ball in the infield, but just a little bit too far. He's going to need to take a second to get all of that clay out of his pants. That's a terrible feeling, I remember from experience. Never feels good running down the inside of your pants there. Doesn't accidentally take his pants off like Steve Lyons did in a Chicago White Sox game in 1989. So he's ahead of the game there. We already had one streaker tonight, don't need another. Dick comes set on the mound. Misses low and outside. This is the right fielder, Trevor Millay. Should also be noted that Sean Robbins, a perfect 2 for 2. Pair of singles today for the man leading off of first base as we speak. Dick's 1-0 is going to go all the way to the backstop. That's going to be a pass ball against Galloway. It's been a really tough night for him behind the plate. Not really his fault. Something about that mound is just not treating VI well right now. So Millay steps back in, finds himself in a hitter's count with runners now in scoring position. The Mariners are going to do their best to keep this lead exactly where it is and pull their infield in. Millay in the batter's box, of course, has other ideas. Ethan Dick, the conduit. He's going to miss just outside. Oh, it's going to be called a strike. 2-1 now on the Coyote right fielder. A leave there by Millay, justifiably so. It's now 3-1. Should he reach, the bases would be loaded for Davis Tadasicek. That's up and out. Millay walks for the second time in 2 at-bats, and that's going to turn the lineup over again for Tadasicek. He also walked his last time up. So the Kelowna native strolls to the plate. Jared Delaba at first, Sean Robbins at second, and Trevor Millay at first. Take a quick break here as the head coach of the VIBI Mariners heads out. Have a word with his pitcher. Some action in the VI bullpen. That's going to be it for Ethan Dick. So as the Mariners make a pitching substitution, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. And we're back here with this quarterfinal action between the Okanagan College Coyotes and the VIBI Mariners. Daniel Lavery has taken over on the mound for those Mariners. He's a right-hander. Hails from Calgary. He's going to face the Kelowna native, Davis Tadasicek. Lavery also misses, this time 1-0. Interesting delivery from Lavery. Kind of takes his time getting to the plate. Does come out of his arm pretty good, but tough when he can't find the zone. It's now 2-0 on Tadasicek. Tapped off the plate there. Probably not what Tadasicek had in mind, 2-0. But he's got another chance, 2-1. Swung on and fair. That ball's going to go all the way to the wall. Robbins comes around to score. Malay getting the wave. Tadasicek saves at second. It is a bases clearing 3 RBI double for Davis Tadasicek. He continues his hot streak he's had over these last 2 days here in Kamloops. And the Wolfpack have jumped out to an 8-0 lead. It was a great piece of hitting by Tadasicek. He had kind of a tough swing, 2-0, but stayed aggressive up there and just yanks this ball down the line. Gets a lot on it. Rolls it all the way to the wall, and that gives all of those players on the bases time to get all the way around the bases. 3 RBI for the leadoff man. So that's going to bring up Noah Wood-Juleve. He walked, but then also grounded into a double play in this evening's ball game. Lavery tries for the curveball, but misses with it. It's now 1-1. Oh, and misses by Lavery outside this time. Count now 2-1. Tadasicek gets second with 1 out. Tap to the third base side. A great play by Bideweg from the outfield grass. Can't take down Noah Wood-Juleve. It's a good 90. A great play by Bideweg. Got a lot on that throw. You kind of need, the backup catcher to be running if you're going to throw him out. But it was another great play by Bideweg. So it'll be an infield base hit for Wood-Juleve. With 1 out, that's going to bring Jared Frew to the plate. No official at bat just yet. A pair of walks.
Number 14, Jared Frew.
Frew has runners at the corners, 1 out. Mariners, of course, in double play depth, looking for a ground ball. A good take by Jared Frew there. An even better pitch by Daniel Lavery. Count now 0-1. That one hits Frew. Not exactly how Lavery drew it up. Trying to get it on his hands. Gets a little bit too far inside. Frew still with no official at-bats. After walking twice and now being hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up Jake Fisher. Bases loaded, 1 out. It's also going to prompt a mound visit from the head coach of VI. This might be the end of the night for Daniel Lavery as well. So it's going to be the second pitching change of the inning for the Mariners. We'll be right back after his warm-up throws. We're back here at Norbrock Stadium. The Mariners have moved on to their third pitcher of the inning. It's going to be Andrew McQuaig. Lancome, Alberta native. Pitcher outfielder for VI. He's facing Jake Fisher, the OC first baseman, who had a huge double in the first inning. Struck out his last time up in this exact situation. Bases loaded, one out. McQuaig looks to have found it. It's a first pitch over for strike number one. McQuaig comes set with his 0-1. Swung on, hit to center field by Fisher. This might hang up just long enough. It's going to bounce in front. Wood Jolivet had tagged up. So it's going to be an out at third. The very rare 8-5 putout. A run will score. And I think that'll go as a base hit for Jake Fisher, if I'm not mistaken. And will be an RBI for sure, though. Definitely hit that ball in the screws. Just one hops the center fielder out there. So after that put out at third, Brandon Graham heads to the plate. Pitch out attempt. No, that one might have just missed a little bit outside. So the reason why that put out at 3 happened, Fisher hits that ball in the screws to center. All the OC Coyotes runners had to tag up because they weren't sure if he was going to catch that ball. So as it bounces in front of them, they have to take off from first, and they don't really have much of a, a head start to get things going. He just played for the center fielders to throw that ball over to third. His momentum's taking him that way. That's how you get that 8-5 putout. There will be an RBI for Mr. Fisher. He leads off first. Galloway returns behind the plate. Swung on and hit to left field. This ball's going to drop as well. Dalaba jogs in. And Grum is at second base with the double. A nice piece of hitting by Brandon Graham. Gets a fastball on the outside half and doesn't try to do too much. It just floats it into left field. And that 2-out RBI makes it a 10-0 lead for OC. Eric Janola now up to bat for the Coyotes. A sacrifice bunt his last time up. Swung on and through by the Coyote second baseman. Lavery tries a curveball that misses at the front door. It's now 2-1. Lavery's 2-1. It's swung on by Janola. That one's going to go to the wall. A big swing by Eric Janola is going to result in a double and a pair of RBI for the Coyotes second baseman. It's now a 12-0 lead for the Coyotes, who have come out with an absolute fury in this quarterfinal. Janola found himself at a hitter's count. Saw a fastball that ran over the plate. And he hit it to the wall. So as that lineup moves on over, it's going to be Jared Dalaba who heads to the plate. Already his third at-bat of this ball game. Yet to record a hit thus far. He takes a curveball off the back. No intent with that one if that's going to be a curveball. That's going to be another VI pitching change, I believe. So it looks like the head coach from VI just going to have a quick word with his pitcher, Daniel Lavery. The Coyotes have already scored 8 runs in this inning. I believe Robbins led it off with a single. He finds himself up to bat now. The Coyotes never out of this ball game. So now the coach makes his way to the dugout. It's going to be Sean Robbins heading to the plate. The Coyotes lead us by a score of 12-0. This one's going to go all the way to the backstop. No, caught by Galloway. As Galloway hauls that one in, all the runners will stay put. I'd imagine they would have even if that had gone all the way to the backstop. Fastball low and inside by Lavery. Count now 1-1. Curveball on the outside corner. It's now 1-2. So as Lavery comes set, runners take their lead at first and second. 2 away, 12-0 lead. Robbins swings and misses. He just gets a little bit jammed on that one. Foul ball, first base side. Count stays at 1-2. Swung on by Robbins. That's going to go into left for a base hit. Janola gets held up. The Coyotes are just going to go station to station now with a 12-0 lead. So Robbins picks up his second hit of this third inning. A pair of singles. That's his actually third hit of the ball game. He's 3 for 3, 2 for 2 in just the top of the third alone. So Trevor Millay is going to head to the batter's box to face Daniel Lavery. Lavery comes set. His first pitch to Millay. The fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike number 1. Lavery gets a sign, comes set again. His 0-1. Fastball on the outside part of the plate called a ball. Just missing off that black. It's now 1-1. Bases are loaded for the Coyotes, who've scored 8 in this inning. 12-0, they lead. That one is a ball that misses outside. 2-1 now. Lavery now gets a sign and comes back set. 2-1. Fastball low. Count now 3-1. It's a tough situation if you're Daniel Lavery. You obviously want to throw strikes, but with your team getting hit around so much, got to be wary of just pounding that strike zone. He's looking if he can pick a corner here. 3-1. And he doesn't. He walks in a run. It's now a 13-0 lead for the Coyotes. Janola comes across the plate to score. The 9th run of the inning for the Coyotes, and that's going to send the head coach out to the mound again. This one will be a pitching change. We'll be right back after this. We're back here at Norbrock Stadium. We're bringing you the quarterfinal. It's a single elimination quarterfinal between the Okanagan College Coyotes and the VIBI Mariners. Not exactly how the Mariners drew this one up. The Coyotes coming out and hitting the lights out on them. It's their 3rd pitcher of the inning. Tim Bunnett tasked with trying to slow down this Coyote offense that sees absolutely no need to stop. 13-0 the Coyotes lead. This one misses inside for the first pitch from Bunnett. Second pitch to the AB, topped foul by Tadasicek. It's been an offensive explosion for the Coyotes in this ballgame. 3 in the top of the first, 1 in the second, and then 9 here in the third to take a 13-0 lead. And again, the 3rd pitcher of the inning for VI. It's been a little bit of everything. Bunnett's fastball misses just low and outside to Tadasicek. It's now 1-2. Bunnett comes set. His 1-2. Swung on by Tadasicek. That one's going to go foul. Just off the end of the bat for the center fielder. Count stays a 1-2. We'll reset. Do it all over again. Dalaba at third. Robbins at second. Lay at first. 2 outs here. Bunnett on the mound. His 1-2 swung on, fouled straight back again by Tadasicek. Can't help but say this prolongs the agony for the VI Mariners. Bunnett comes set, another 2-1. Swung on and fouled, same spot pretty much as the first. Well, we reset, and for the 4th time, have a 1-2 to Tadasicek, bases loaded, 2 out. Swung on and hits the shortstop Badaweg. He goes across the diamond. A pick attempt goes for naught by Kirby at first. Everyone's going to advance 2 bases from the time of that play, and it'll be a 15-0 lead for the Coyotes. A hush grows over Norbrock Stadium, understanding kind of what we're witnessing here. So it's a 15-0 lead for those Coyotes. First team All-Star Noah Wood-Juleve heads to the plate. He swings at the first pitch fastball and fouls it straight back. It's now 0-1. It's Dosachuk at second, Malay at first. An 11-run third inning for the Coyotes. On the fastball on the outside corner from Bunnet. It's now 0-2. That one misses high and outside from Bunnet. This one's over, but it's hit into right field, and that's going to fall. They call that ball foul. Couldn't see it from up here. It was very, very close. So we'll reset and do it again at 1-2. Nice piece of hitting by Wood-Juleve. Taking a pitch on the outside and just doing that exact thing you should do. Hit it to your opposite field. But it misses in the dirt. A great block by Galloway. That's going to keep those runners exactly where they are. The VI pitching staff definitely owes him a steak after this ball game. He's been a busy guy back there. Fastball on the outside corner misses from Bunnet. It's now 2-2. That one's also on the outside corner, but it's going to be called for strike number 3. I don't think there's anything Wood-Juleve could say about that one. This inning had to come to a close at some time. It's 15-0, the Coyotes lead. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third right after this. We're back here at Norbrock Stadium, bringing you the Okanagan College Coyotes taking on the VI Mariners. It's quarterfinal action of the CCBC Championships. This is a quarterfinal that's brought to you as a tiebreaker. These two teams tied after our round robin, so we had to play it. It started at 10 o'clock this evening, so if you're still watching this game, like I know a couple of my buddies in Kelowna are, Troy Fisher, Adam Gaziarowski, at 11:22 p.m., we really, really appreciate. So it's Connor Bronson at the plate. He's leading things off for the Mariners, trying to win a late 15-0 deficit. Paniwazik just misses on the outside corner, and Bronson finds himself in a hitter's count of 2-1. The only thing you got to do if you're Paniwazik is throw just an absolute boatload of strikes at these VI hitters. 2-hop to Janola. That's a massive hop off the lift of the grass. That's going to be an error to him, but that's a tough error. Nothing he can do about that one. There's a leadoff base runner for the Mariners. A wise baseball prophet once said you can't hit a 16-run home run. So the Mariners are going to try to do anything in this ball game. They're going to need small bites just like that one. Next batter up is going to be Tanner Hess. He led things off with a ground out to the third baseman in what felt like ages ago. Poniwazik checks on Bronson. Now comes set. He goes up and in, but just misses. It's 1-0. Poniwazik comes set. His 1-0. Swung on and popped up. Fisher pursues, but it's going to go into the stands. Foul ball. So reset and do this one again. Poniwazik comes set. Outside corner, a nice pitch by Poniwazik, but he just misses. He paints the inside corner with that one. Count now 2-2. Nice pitch by Poniwazik. Doesn't get the call from the home plate umpire. Must have just been low. Count now swells to 3-2, so it's a full count. Leadoff hitter Hess. Bronson takes his lead at second. Swung on and up the middle. It's going to be 2. Great play by Janola. He goes over the base and then throws on a run. What a play by Janola. He takes his momentum across the base, then throwing across his own momentum, fires it across the diamond, and that acrobatic double play puts 2 outs on the board for Jesse Poniwazik and co. We'll send Devin Heck to the plate. Heck grounded out to Janola his first time up. First pitch to the at-bat misses low. Good spot to miss if you're Poniwazik. Finds his own with this one, and the count's now 1-1. On the Mariner left fielder. Fastball in the outside corner. Another perfectly placed pitch right over that black by Poniwazik. He's a pitch away. Getting out of this inning. He misses high and outside with that one. And Heck now sees the count even out at 2s. Swung on and up the middle. It's all but not close enough to that one. A nice piece of hitting. As Heck inside outside baseball right back up to center field. Another base runner for the Mariners. And after their second hit of the ball game, it's going to be Broden Bideweg that comes to the plate. Reached on an error by Jake Fisher his first time up. Poniwazik misses high. Ball 1. That pitch is in the dirt. Now it's 2-0. Again, the biggest thing for Ponywazlik is to throw strikes. Sometimes it is easier said than done, as we've seen on the Mariners side of the baseball this evening. Swung on and foul into the dugout of the Mariners. 2-0 hack by Badaweg. Doesn't result in anything. So we'll all reset and we'll do this at 2-1. Ponywazlik's 2-1. It's a cutter high and out. It's now 3-1. Ponywazlik delivers the 3-1. And he walks about it there as Badaweg heads over to first. It's another base runner with 2 out here for the Mariners. So it's going to be Liam Balance that heads to the plate, the third baseman for the Mariners. We're playing for pride at this point. His first time up, he picked up the Mariners' first hit of this afternoon. Ponywazlik delivers. That's inside out and to right. Malay is underneath it, and he hauls it in. We're through 3 here at Norbrock. We'll be back with the top of the 4th. Tyler Ulrich has taken over in center field as we return to our coverage of this quarterfinal. So after the defensive alignment, the first pitch misses low by Tim Bunnett. The Mariners just needing somebody who can throw some strikes for them tonight. Even when this was a 0-0 ball game, that was a problem for them. Swung on and fouled by Jared Frew, and that one catches Lucas Galloway, so we're going to take a second to make sure he's all right. Looks to be in all kinds of discomfort behind the home plate. It's never a good feeling.
Never. Those catches, you feel for them. Off the shoulder, off the knee, off the leg. There might be something that will hit your toe.
Toughest position in baseball is being a catcher. Tough guy is Lucas Galloway. He'll stay in there. second team All-Star this year at that position. So reset now at 2-1. Swung on by Frew and fouled off as well. Count now draws even at a pair apiece. Swung on and hit deep to left field. This one's going to go all the way to the wall. It'll one hop off that wall. Frew will jog into second. That's actually his first official at bat of the game. He was 0 for 0 with a trio of walks, but now he can add a double to that stat line.
Last call for the beer gardens. Last call. That's not funny. I'm actually being serious. Okay.
As last call is announced here, I think a few VI players could use a couple brews at the end of this ball game. Swung on by Jake Fisher and missing. It's 0-1. Fisher, a pair of hits to bookend a strikeout in this ball game. Swung on and hit deep to right field. Tracking. That one's going to go off the wall as well. So a pair of Coyote batters go back-to-back doubles off the wall. And it's now a 16-0 lead for the Coyotes. I unfortunately don't have the stats in front of me to see what the biggest lead in the history of this CCBC championship is. But I got to say we're getting close to it here.
Next up is the third baseman, number 18, Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham heads to the plate. Perfect 3 for 3 on the day. But it misses with a fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back by the Coyote third baseman. Swung on and through this time. Then goes down and in with the fastball. Gets Graham to swing over it. It's now 1-2. But it comes set. Swung on and flared to right. Great effort there by the second baseman. Is going to go for naught. The Coyotes will go station for station. There's runners at the corners and nobody out. So that's the fourth hit of the ball game for Graham.
Pinch hitting for Eric Janola.
Third hit in a row for the Coyotes.
Alex Russell.
Alex Russell's going to pinch hit for Eric Janola and play second base. Also Kelowna native. Swung on and up the middle. That one hop spun it. He can only knock it down and fire it to first. Take off across the plate there. And Jake Fisher scores the 17th run of the ball game for the Coyotes. So it's an RBI ground out for Russell in this pinch hit opportunity. One out now as the Port Coquitlam native Jared DeLaba heads to the plate. So looking for his first hit of the ball game. Swung on and foul by the Coyote shortstop. DeLaba digs back in, now 0-1. Swung on and to third, knocked down by Balance. He's going to fire across the diamond. Pulls off the first baseman, Dylan Kirby, but he's able to tag DeLaba out for the second out of this top of the fourth. It's going to send the catcher Sean Robbins up to the plate. He's also a perfect 3 for 3 today.
Shortstop. Catcher. Number 13, Sean.
So here is Robbins. Looks at a fastball high and outside from Bunnett. 1-1's the count. This one's high and inside. And that tags Robin, so he's going to head over to first.
Robin charges the
So here's Trevor Millay. He heads up with, again, no official at-bats, just a trio of walks to his name in this ballgame. Swung on and ground to the shortstop. He'll go to the short way to first, and that's going to do it for the top of the fourth. The Coyotes sent 2 more runners across the plate. It's 17-0. We'll come back with the bottom of the fourth right after this. We're back here with this quarterfinal matchup. It's Okanagan College Coyotes taking it to the VI Mariners to the tune of 17-0 here. Brian O'Hara leads things off. He's got a cutter on the outside corner from Jesse Poniwazek. That's a perfect spot. He's going to try to live there for the rest of this ball game. Two pitchers in the same spot. Nothing O'Hara could do with either of those. Count now 0-2. Poniwazek wastes one, so the count now swells to 1-2. This one's hit in the gap. Tracked down by Tadasachuk. He got a great jump on that one. Settles under it for out number 1 in this inning. Tadasachuk making that play look easy out there in center. He's going to send up Dylan Kirby. Mariner first baseman. No hit thus far. Just a ground to shortstop to his name. Poniwazek misses with that cutter up and out. It's ball number 1. It was 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 11 in the third, and 2 in the fourth for the Coyotes. They lead this thing by a score of 17-0. That running fastball of Poniwazek's runs right to the outside corner. It's now 1-1. Swung on and missed by Kirby. Wazik now in the driver's seat at 1 and 2. Looks for another sign from his catcher, Sean Robbins. Swung on and missed by Kirby. There's the second out of the inning.
Now batting the catcher, number 3, Lucas Galloway.
He's going to send the catcher, Lucas Galloway, to the plate. Struck out in his only plate appearance in this Bill game. Swung on and hit into the gap. This one's going to fall. Galloway's getting on his horse. I think he's going to dig for 3. As that ball rattles around a bit in the outfield, it's going to get there easily. Into a slide goes Galloway, and he picks up the first extra base hit of the night for the Mariners. Wazik's got to get right back on that mound and keep throwing strikes. It was a nice piece of hitting by the Mariner catcher, a lone bright spot on this evening of many disappointments.
Right fielder, number 35, Dylan Pizio.
That'll send Pizio to the plate. Mariner right fielder popped out to the shortstop his first time up. That fastball runs just a little bit outside of the plate this time. It's 1-0. Wazik's 1-0. It's over that outside corner. Count now even at once. On the outside corner is that pitch from Wazik, a perfect spot. It's now 1-2 with 2 out. Galloway leads off third. Wazik deals this 1-2. Strike number 3. It's a great pitch. So through 4, it is a 17-0 lead for the Coyotes. We'll be back with the top of the 5th right after this. We're back here at Norbrock Stadium, bringing you the quarterfinal between the Okanagan College Coyotes and the VI Mariners. This one pretty much over as soon as it started. A 17-0 lead the Coyotes have. They're sending up a pinch hitter, Chase Davidson, Saskatoon native, leading things off for the Wolfpack against a new pitcher, Jordan Moffett, on the hill for the Mariners. Moffett spikes his first pitch of the ball game. He's this tough task of stopping the runaway train that is the Okanagan College offense in this ball game. Almost midnight here in Kamloops. Fastball on the inside part of the plate to Moffett. Now 1-1. Fastball on the inside part of the plate, same spot as the second pitch of this AB. It's now 1-2 to Davidson. Moffett, the first lefty we've seen. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. Davidson takes off for first. Galloway's going to throw this one into right field. So Davidson will head over to second.
Pinch hitting for Noah Wood-Jolivet is number 26.
Jeremy Buckley pinch hitting for the Coyotes here after the reach-on strikeout. Moffett comes set. Misses on the outside part of the plate for ball number 1. Moffett tried for that outside corner and missed. It's now 2-0. Moffett comes set with the 2-0. He misses on the outside part of the plate again. It's now 3-0. 3 misses in the same spot for Moffett. Moffett finally tags that outside corner, strike 1. 3-1 now. This one in the dirt, so it's going to be ball number 4. Buckley heads over to first.
Hitting for Jared TRU is number 10, Nate Hossel.
Nate Hossel is going to take things over for the DH duties for the Coyotes. Swung on and missed by the pinch hitter. It's now 1-1. Coyotes now have runners at first and second with nobody out. This one's in the dirt. Now 1-1. Coyotes trying to pad their 17-0 lead. I often say that no lead is safe. This is the safest lead I have seen in the CCBC. This one's high and outside now for ball 2. Swung on and missed by Hassel. 2-2. So with the count even now, Hassel tried to even up. Moffett ideally hoping for a ground ball to get himself 2 outs here. Hassel takes the ball low, and it's now 3-2. Count runs full. That's the fourth one to Hassel. Bases are now loaded with nobody out.
First baseman, number 19, Jake Fisher.
Jake Fisher trots up to the plate. 3 hits so far in this ball game. Pair of doubles and a single. Fastball up. Misses from Moffett. It's now 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back by Fisher. Count now even at 1. Moffett goes with the changeup and slows down Jake Fisher's bat. So all I can do is flare this one. Foul on the first base side. It's now 1-2 to the Coyote first baseman. Hit deep into the gap. But Pizio gets a good jump on it. No Coyotes tagging for the first out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 18, Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham trots up. He's a perfect 4 for 4 today. 3 singles to go with a double. Solid defensively as well. Fouled straight back by Graham. Count now 0-1. Graham digs back in 0-1. Off delivers the fastball on the outside corner. It's line to second. It's going to be a double play. Unlucky over there at second for Hassel. But we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Coyotes lead in this thing. It's a nail biter. 17-0. And we're back here at Norbrock Stadium.
Leading off for the Mariners,
It's a blowout, 17-0 for the Coyotes.
Tyler Ulrich.
Tyler Ulrich gets his first debut of the ball game for the Mariners. Facing the Coyote starter, Jesse Poniwazik, spinning a shutout through 4 complete. Nice pitch for strike number 1. Ulrich swings through. It looks like a changeup there for Poniwazik. Gutsy call for the first pitch. Another swing and miss there from Ulrich. Pawnee Wazlik way ahead, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Don't know where that one missed. For ball one. That's strike 3. It was due. Ball goes right back to Pawnee Wazlik, and there's 1 out. Tanner Hess strolls back to the plate. Hitless and 2 at-bats thus far.
Now batting, number 19, Tanner Hess.
Strike 1, another swinging strike for Pawnee Wazlik. I was a sign of an effective pitcher where you can get a lot of swinging strikes. Means a hitter can know what's coming and you can still miss some bats. Pawnee Wazlik trying to get everything into that one, throws it all the way to the backstop. So the Coyotes will, after taking down VI in this quarterfinal, take on the hometown TRU WolfPack in tomorrow's semifinal. That game goes at 10 o'clock here at Norbrock Stadium. We'll have the call for you. This ball's hit out into left field. Coyotes obviously playing with no doubles, so that's going to be a base hit in front of the left fielder.
Left fielder number 8, Devin Heck.
Devin Heck strolls up to the plate. So the Coyotes will be taking on those hometown TRU Wolfpack tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to have that one for you. It's going to be followed by the final. So the winner of that semifinal matchup, the Okanagan rivalry, TRU OC, will take on UFV, the new kids on the block, who have dethroned already the PBA Dogs, who had a really tough 0-5 tournament. Not scoring a run until their 5th and final game and losing that one as well. So it'll be UFV in the final, facing the winner of the semi between OC and TRU. Tomorrow, that semi goes at 10 a.m. Pawnee Wazlik misses on the inside part of the plate. Counts out 2-0. Get some advice from the catcher, Robbins. Count now 3-0. That's a 4-pitch walk. Oop, pardon me. The umpire calls that one a strike. Aware of the situation in this ball game. That one's going to go for ball 4, though. A pair of base runners now on for those VI Mariners. Second team All-Star Broden Bidaway strolls to the plate. Looking to keep the season going for the VI Mariners. Bidaway digs in against Pawnee Wazlik. Swung on and fouled straight back. That knocks the helmet off of Robbins. He'll be all right, though. As any good umpire knows, you got to take some time when a catcher takes one off the mask. Even if that plate doesn't have a speck of dirt on it, you're going to rub it off. Swung on and foul. So Pontiwazik has jumped ahead 0-2 after that 5-pitch walk. He now comes set. Delivers. Tapped up in front of the plate. It's going to nick foul, though. Count stays 0-2. A quiet Norbrock Stadium here, right around the stroke of midnight in Kamloops, BC. Tapped up the middle. This could be 2. Dalaba has a hit off his chest, so that will actually be 0. Be an error on the shortstop Dalaba, and the bases are now loaded with 1 out for VI. It's going to be Liam Balance that heads to the plate.
Now batting the third baseman, number 43, Liam Balance.
Swung on and through. That's going to be a base hit. The Mariners will be on the board. A pair of runs are going to score on this one. That would be too little too late, but that's a small moral victory for them as they head back to Nanaimo. A nice piece of hitting by Balance. He jumps on that first pitch. Tough for Pontiwazik not to pick up the shutout and what will inevitably be a mercy-shortened ball game. Brian O'Hara trots in. He's left fielder for the Mariners, trying to keep their season alive. Pontiwazik pours that effective cutter over that outside corner. It's been such a good pitch this evening for him. That's 0-1. This could be 2. They flip a second. And Zalaba can't hold on. So again, it could have been 2, but it will actually be 0. As this game moves tantalizingly close to its conclusion and then nicks away at the last moment.
First baseman, number 34.
Dylan Kirby heads to the plate. Pontiwazik delivers. It's on the inside corner for ball number 1. Pontiwazik tried for that outside corner and missed. 2-0. So reset and do it again. Bases loaded, 1 out. Kirby takes this one inside. It's now 3-0. So here's a 3-0. Paints the top of the zone. It's now 3-1. Pontiwazik trying to come all the way back. So it's fouled straight back. It's now 3-2. Good battle brewing here between these two. Swung on and hit to center field. Tadasicek trips a little bit, but he'll still be able to come through on this one. They're going to try to score. he makes a smart play and just makes sure he gets that baseball in. So it'll be the third run of the ball game for the Mariners. 17-3 now your score. It'll be pitch hitter coming up here for the Mariners.
Now batting, number 9, Julius Robertson.
Julius Robertson at the plate. This one's tapped to third. It's going to be foul, though. Paniwazi comes at the 0-1. Swung on to right field. And that one's going to drop. The ball is going to go to the plate, so it's now a 17-4 lead for the Wolfpack. Julius Robertson with a pinch hit single. And the Mariners refusing to die quietly. You got to respect that from a ball club. This one was long over, but they still were able to dig deep and pick up 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Dylan Pizio, right fielder in tonight's ball game. Coyotes will take the defensive indifference as Robertson heads on over to second. Pizio swings and misses, so Paniwazi's ahead 0-1. He then paints the inside corner with the fastball. It's 0-2. Paniwazik wastes one. That's now 1-2. Good spot for the Coyote right-hander. Paniwazik comes set. He's pitching in the dirt. Nice block by Robbins. Count now 2-2. Pizio stays alive. A nice piece of hitting there with 2 strikes. We'll reset and do this 2-2 again. Pitch in the dirt there by Paniwazik. Well blocked by Robbins. Again, so impressive that the Mariners were able to hold on this one. Not get too discouraged. Picked up 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Swung on and tapped. Third base side, but foul. They're really making Paniwazik earn it before this 5-inning mercy rule comes into effect. So another 3-2 coming Pizio's way. Give me ball 4. The bases will be loaded.
Now batting the center fielder, number 33, Tyler Ulrich.
Tyler Ulrich gets another shot. Ulrich, a veteran of this VI team. Great pitch there by Pawnee Wozniak, pounding the outside corner of the zone. 0-1. Fastball misses high and outside. It's 1-1. Pawnee Wozniak finds his spot back that time. It's now 1-2. Chop to third. Graham stays down on it. He'll go the short way to third, and that's out number 3. The Coyotes take this quarterfinal by a mercy fashion, a score of 17-4. We'll see you right back in about 10 hours for their semifinal against the TRU WolfPack. Thanks for watching.